Hi, this is Sue from Garden Moxie. Today I wanted to share the process I follow to select the plants that I'll be using for my new front island border. There are a few requirements for the plants that I'm going to use. First and most importantly, the plants that I select need to be deer resistant. The area where I live has quite a huge deer population, and although I can spray repellents, that takes a lot of time and money, and honestly, I don't really want to deal with that. The second thing I'm looking for is to choose plants that will match the colors of the plants that are already in the front landscape. I wanted to buy my plant material from a local family-owned nursery. The name of the nursery is Masaab Acres. So armed with the idea that I was looking for deer-resistant plants that would blend in with my existing chartreuse foliage, I went to visit the nursery to see what kind of plants they were offering this season. The first thing that caught my eye were the collection of Japanese maples. I fell in love with these lace-leaf Japanese maples. My mother-in-law has a gorgeous blood-good Japanese maple in the front of her house, and that's another one of my favorites. And the nursery happened to have a few excellent trees available. So I spent my time at the nursery visiting all the trees and shrubs and perennials that were growing in the greenhouse. I took a notebook and jotted down the plant names, the price, the light requirements, and what the size of the plant would be when it was grown. One of the things that they had that I love was tons of heuchera that was in just tons of different colors. I thought that that would make a great plant for the transition between the existing Pachysandra border and the island border. Once my notebook was full of the plant names that I liked the most, I made up a sketch. I knew one combination I wanted for sure was to have a Japanese maple underplanted with Japanese forest grass. I love the way purple and yellow look together in the garden. The Japanese forest grass has a great wispy texture, and it will be the perfect complement for the Japanese maple. I wanted the border to have structure in the winter as well, and I also wanted to group the plants in a way so that I would have big sweeps of color. I don't really want to see any soil once the plants start to fill in. A perfect deer-resistant plant that stays evergreen in the winter is boxwood, so I decided to add a ribbon of boxwood around the end of the island border. I made the decision to keep the existing bed of Pachysandra. It's contained within an edging, and the Pachysandra stays evergreen during the winter time. I thought that the heuchera obsidian would be perfect for the transition between this existing border and the new island border. The next thing I decided was to add a ribbon of silvery white colored foliage using Pulmonaria silver bouquet. These plants have the cutest little blue and pink flowers in the springtime, and their leaves are a bit fuzzy, and deer typically don't like that. The center section of the island is where I'm going to plant Weigela, wine and roses. These shrubs have hot pink flowers in the springtime, and I just love this dark purple foliage. These shrubs get fairly large. They get 4 to 5 feet tall and wide, so I need to take that into consideration when I plant them. The other side of the island is where I want to plant some sea of gold junipers. This shrub gets roughly 3 feet tall and 4 feet wide. The last plant that I got from the nursery is cranesbill Roseanne, which is a purple flowering cranesbill. It has a long bloom season, which is great for this type of plant, and I want to get them to kind of spread and cover the soil. The most exciting day of any new garden project is the day the plants get delivered. I ordered a lot of plants, and I paid a $75 delivery fee and had the order dropped off right on my driveway. I took the opportunity to talk to the nursery owner to get some advice on how to plant the Japanese maples. I've been reading a lot lately about root pruning, and I wanted to get his opinion on whether he thought that was something I should try. He said that the thing he would watch out for is any girdling roots when I remove the plant from the container. So here's the final plant list for the new border. I ended up ordering 10 containers of Japanese forest grass, 5 containers of Weigela, wine and roses. I got 20 containers of boxwood. I thought I was buying winter gem, which is a blight resistant and also a boxwood minor resistant variety, and I accidentally bought the wrong one. So I will be planting Green Mountain, so I'm going to be keeping an eye on that to see how it does. I got 5 Sea of Gold junipers, 10 cranesbill roseannes, 15 pulmonaria silver bouquet, I bought 15 heuchera obsidian, and I'm most likely going to be buying more. And I also got 1 Japanese maple, Bloodgood, for the center of the island. I staged the plants into position just to see what tweaks might be needed. Overall, I'm happy with how everything looks. Now I just need to prepare the soil for planting. Well, that's it for this week. Thanks for watching. Cheers!